Hey, my name is Max Auren. I grew my educational business YouTube channel to 100k subscribers in less than a year, and that has been bringing me tens of thousands in profit every month for years now. The first 10 YouTube videos I ever made now average about 300 to 700k views. I was not guessing. I knew they will work, not because I'm special or had a friend with million subs, but because I quickly realized something fundamental about the algorithm that completely blew my mind. Today, I want to show you a system that virtually guaranteed views before I even hit record. Along with 5 pillars, you need to deliver a great educational video that built my channel to 320k and still growing. I make this video because I don't want you to get stuck and waste years figuring this out on your own. The YouTube algorithm is not some robot deciding if you'll get successful or not. The algorithm is not sitting and watching your videos. It doesn't know if what you say is interesting or if a thumbnail is a clickbait. Forget about all that. On the other side of the screen are people. People decide whether your videos are worth their time. There's no algorithm. There's only people. What I want you to understand is that we don't push videos to people. We pull the viewers with our videos. Recommendations are based on viewer intent, not whether your video is good or bad by itself. You could have the best video in the world, but if nobody intends to view it, you're not gonna get views, right? So the question we should ask is, what will not algorithm enjoy, but what will people enjoy, all right? Ideally, we figure it out before we even hit record. So how do we do that? Here's what I did that worked very, very well and will work for you. Before recording my first YouTube video, I created 30 Instagram shorts over 2 months. Each one just took 1 or 2 hours to make. Every single video I made was my best bet on what people will enjoy watching. How I came up with those ideas and made sure they have this wow effect that we are looking for on short form videos is I just watched very, very long masterclasses and interviews on YouTube and noted down tips and tricks that had a lot of wow factor to them, and then just made shorts around those kind of concepts. So if someone shared on the masterclass a cool music production trick, nobody's gonna see that in the minute number 72, right? But I just can create a short and give value to people by sharing this kind of trick. And comments were very, very helpful since people were surprised by some stuff inside the masterclass or the podcast, and they just, linked down to them. So I had very easy way to find them. Today, there are ways and tools to do that even quicker. Here's what happened. 2 out of 10 usually got 10x more views than the others. And if you do this, statistically, it will happen for you as well. One of them even started to get stolen. People started to repost that. They tried to, cut out my little branding to make it look like it's theirs. And that's when I knew I'm onto something. That's why if you see a lot of people stealing from you, you know that you're on the right track. If you saw my previous video about the lessons I've learned after making over 1,000 videos, basically people wanted to share this video so much, so they just started to steal it. Then I took those 2 ideas and made a 5 to 10 minute YouTube video going a little bit more in depth. So people could actually apply the knowledge and replicate the result that I was sharing, because in short form, content is mostly about entertaining and delivering this wow effect and not deep teaching. People on short form platforms are chasing this quick dopamine hits, not necessarily like full lessons, right? This eliminated whole guesswork from day one because I already knew the topics they cared about thanks to those 2 videos, so that then I could just share them more how, right? So you can replicate this yourself, or you can go easy way and just find a competitor of yours and just look for their best performing videos and just replicate that. And this is unfortunately how this content war is being played. So now you know how to come up with the topic for your video, but it's just 50% of the success. We need to also nail the delivery. Now, this is huge. Those delivery pillars is what actually worked for me the most. The backbone of every single video you'll ever make is your message clarity. And since you have educational based business, this will be mostly the words you say and how clearly you communicate the big idea you want to share. Then we have watchability. So how effortless your content is to watch and consume. If it's a snooze fest, you'll lose viewers. So your pace, your brevity, your energy, your presence basically on the videos, your confidence as well, all contribute to watchability of your content. Then we have visual aid, and it ties really closely to watchability and message clarity because it helps with confusion and making sure that your content is not confusing. And this is huge and has its own place here because confused viewers leave and left viewers don't buy. And finally, the least important out of those four is video and audio quality. Stuff like lens, your audio quality, your accent or grammar. Of course, if you nailed everything else, right? Now, the single most critical factor that allowed me to hit 100k subs in just around like 15 5-minute videos is something I call the drive-through principle. And it has everything to do with the most important two pillars of your delivery. Think about it. If someone pulls up to a drive-through, they order a cheeseburger, you don't start explaining how cows are raised. You just hand them the burger. Yet, I see so many people who are great at what they do, like you, but who struggle to grow on YouTube and sell their info products because they do exactly this. To give you a quick example, if you click on a video on how to export a PNG in Photoshop, and the guy starts with, "Hey guys, welcome back to the channel," then talk about how important exporting PNG is, and best of all, asks for likes and subscribes. Meanwhile, you just want to export the picture. Also, this is huge because when you're building an audience on YouTube, you build it with new people. So nobody's back to your channel, right? Your thumbnail also plays a big role here because you need to quickly confirm in the first few seconds of the video that this is exactly what the viewer clicked on. Sometimes after 2 non-skippable ads, people might not even remember what they clicked on. And this is what drive-through principle tells us about, is to get to the point and reassure them that they are in the right place. And you can still build trust and this personal authority if you want, but you just keep it minimal. For example, in each of my videos, I say, "Hey, this is Max from ABC, and today I'm going to show you how to blank." Right? And while I say this, I show them my Instagram account, scrolling down through the post, and in just literally 3 seconds, people think, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about because he's made a ton of videos already and he has a ton of followers on Instagram. So even if I had 0 subscribers, it already builds some kind of credibility. You can also find a way to build this kind of authority and trust, even if you don't have yet things like I had when I was starting out, which is a couple of thousand followers on Instagram. Now, this is big. You might hear people say that to get someone to trust you and to buy from you, they need to spend 7 hours watching your content across 11 touch points. So they cannot just watch 7 hours in one go, and in 4 different places. This is what Google came out with. They have a ton of data, so I trust them. The huge mistake people make here is that they think they need to make long, raw videos because long videos build trust. So they upload unedited content with all this fluff and no pacing, no visual cues, and basically no effort to make it fun and easy to watch. So people don't watch. Yes, look, millionaires and people with huge authority can sit down and talk for an hour without editing, and people will hang on every word. But if you're trying to scale to 10, 20, 30k per month selling info products, that kind of strategy just won't cut it unless you have a massive authority. This is very, very crucial. We make content to save people time, money, or energy. This 7 hours spent together with a person so they buy from you should be built through volume of this kind of videos and not necessarily long videos just for the sake of being long. So we focus on the number of videos that you publish consistently that save people time, money, or energy. So if you want to sell your educational-based products like courses, coaching, or any kind of info product through YouTube, there are 2 main types of videos you'll make. One is problem and solution oriented, and edutainment, where we entertain and educate at the same time. I'm not making this up. Everything I talk about is what I've done and what works. Problem and solution oriented videos, so for people that are trying to solve a specific problem, will get you a little bit less views in the beginning, but the viewers will come to solve something. If you choose the right problem, people will keep searching for that solution forever. So views will come over time. This is what we call evergreen videos. And if you position your product right in this kind of videos, you will get very high amount of sales per view. And then edutainment videos or like trending videos like 5 tricks for or like 10 mistakes you're making right now will get you more views, but people will not necessarily be in a problem-solving mindset. So this is not the end of the world. You can still sell pretty well, but you just need more persuasion and like this wow factor to convert them to buy. Personally, in the beginning, I focused a lot here in the edutainment type of videos to get views, subscribers, and this kind of, broad attention. So I made a lot of lists, mistakes, like curiosity-driven titles. And then I shifted more into problem-solving videos. And because I made my offer so good to not at least give it a try, it made it pretty impossible for them to ignore. I'm right now selling anywhere from 30 to 50K in courses, just releasing a handful of videos every year. If you want me to help you map out a plan on how we can get you to 10 or 20K per month with strategic content and funnels, this is my bread and butter. I would love to help if I can, so click the first link in the description. And if you're starting from zero, just do these things right and make at least 15 videos, of course, improving even slightly each one. By the time you hit your 10th video, your life and business will change drastically. It just can't not work, especially if you're not doing it alone. And if you don't want my help, over here on the right, you'll see lessons I've learned after making over 1,000 videos. This will help you a lot as well. See you there.